G'day guys, it's Sam here from Built Not Bought, and today I got something special for you. This is part 2 of the 2-part series of this rig rundown. Now today we have Dylan's 92 Hilux. This is the King's custom built beast. Check it out. So, some of you may recognize this car or may not, but he was actually the winner of the Built Not Bought choice from my show a few months ago. It was the Show Your Dirt show. And the reason he won this is because of how custom it is. So I was dead keen to shoot it. So without further ado, we'll get into it. Custom bull bar. Everything's been custom fabricated on this, by the way. So the bonnet is a Hilux bonnet, but there's a Colorado scoop put in there. And then we've got the Hanna Man flares. I think these were just a bolt-on thing, I'm pretty sure actually, but definitely sets it off to fit the wheels in there nicely. Got the big old clear view mirrors. Oh, up top actually, lighting. All LED lighting, front indicators, all that's been done, but also there's actually 2 light bars up here. One of them's just got a cover on there. The other one there actually works as a light bar, of course. Attached to this custom made roof rack. So that sits, I think it's about 30 mil above the roof there, and you can actually put stuff on there. So it does work, it is practical, doesn't just look pretty. Custom paint job. And then we get to the tray, which is obviously custom built by King's Customs as well. What do you call that? Little shroud cubby thing to hold 2 water jerrys. Also a spare tire, all neatly tucked in there. Marine carpeted on the back. And what he's actually done, which I like as well, is there's a little lip in here. So it's not dead flush with the side. If you do want to tie things in here and that, it can actually come up hard against the side and it's not going to slide off. So it's got tie down points on either side there. Also a little sneaky cubby house in here. If you come a bit closer, you can see batteries. So I think the battery's been relocated out of the engine bay back here. So there's a room for a second one there as well, if need be. Everything's LED on the back as well. Got recovery points. We've got a bit of laser cutting. You can tell this guy has a laser cutter at his shop, that's for sure. All right, so under here. Standard 3-litre Hilux motor. I know, shock horror. But so much has been done to the external of this thing. This is good enough for now. I think he's got plans to upgrade it, maybe, depending on if he keeps the car or not. But it's been dressed up to look pretty, that's for sure. It's got the Mamba TDO4 turbo on there. Obviously a huge intercooler at the front, you could have seen that before. Custom made air box, and oh, these are pretty cool. A couple of Red Bull cans, make it fly. They're actually diff breathers, so they're tucked in there as well. And you can see why he's taken the battery out of here. So there's not much room to do a lot of stuff in here. So now the battery's moved out, you've got a bit of room to put some other stuff, probably where the airbox was. And a bit of a sneak peek here of what's going on with suspension. So I think we'll get to that next, what's going on with suspension under here. This is where it gets interesting. All right, suspension. What he's done, basically the 92 Hilux was a live axle forward drive, but it was leaf spring all around. What he's done is actually converted both the front and rear to coils. Now with the front, he's gone a full coilover shock setup, so that's a King shock with the coils all in one unit. So at King's Customs, they've actually fabricated, or chopped out all the leaf stuff and fabricated these hoops to put the coilovers in. It's still the Hilux diff, but it's been fully braced and strengthened there. And what they've used is 80 series radius arms to actually, you know, line everything up and keep it solid. I think the mounts are still on there, yeah, at the front and back there to actually put the leaves back in. But this thing's been fully engineered the way it is at the moment. Well, look at the back. Geez, I shouldn't be wearing thongs in this kind of terrain. At the back, it's still the Hilux diff as well. Of course, all strengthened again. You can see that the coils have been put in there. Leaves have been taken out. I think the whole rear end was actually a grafted Hilux Surf rear end, so the coils can go on there. And a couple of cute little exhaust tips there as well. I like the twins, you know I like them. Right, inside this beast. No surprise, everything's custom in here as well. It's a standard Hilux dash, but there's a suede cover being put on there, and this accelerometer is that standard? That's aftermarket as well. So that's been added in there, as well as all the gauges. So we've got EGT boost gauge here. There's also a couple up on this roof console. So that whole roof console has been custom made as well, which has your voltage and water temperature. All the center console's also been custom made, so there's some switches down in here for your lighting, a couple of USB chargers and outlets there. There's a few more lights at the top. Oh, that one works. That was an accident, but that's what it does, turn the light on. Probably looks better like that. Some speakers up there as well for the tunes. These seats are also WRX seats, so they are comfy AF. Tell you what, I was sitting in this coming here, and it really hugs your back and keeps you in there tight. Fully engineered as well. Door cards obviously custom made. They got suede on there too. We'll have a look in the back because that's also changed. Right, in the rear here is no longer any seats, that's for sure. What he's done is actually gutted the seats out and made a false floor. We've got like a toolbox, camping box, whatever you want to put in here box in the back, as well as this custom made, well, it's a sub box. So there's a sub here, there's an amp next to it. And what goes in here? Oh, that's just an access way for a whole lot of fuses and stuff. And then also underneath there's a bit of room to chuck some tools and stuff in there. I had some camera gear under there before, but there's a little door under here. Tie down points as well. And yeah, just a real clean finish. All right, so that's pretty much a wrap for the rig rundown section. Now it's time for the challenges. I don't know whether this is the first, second or third rig rundown, but because this is a licensed vehicle, it is eligible for my 3, 4, maybe 5 challenges. So we'll get started with the first one. But before we do that, I want to take this thing for a drive. Can I take it for a drive? Let's do it. Tune's banging. Right, first things first, let's hope we don't stall it. It's always the hardest thing in a new car. I'll get used to all these different cars one day. All right. Oh, we're bogged already. I think we're flexed up and we're in 2-wheel drive. First thing I notice is the small steering wheel. Very accurate steering. I'm used to a big old bus patrol. This thing is quite nimble. Turns quite good actually. We should have just gone down the dirt bit. Alright, so I've already hit some flexi flex. I need to find somewhere to turn around here. Definitely a flex machine. So I'm still in high range here and it's just crawling up this stuff. Where can I turn around? I think there's good. I don't want to dirty it too much, this thing's too clean. But another thing I noticed is the turning circle. Not the greatest. Probably got something to do with those big flares and the big suspension setup. What's on my left there? Alright, there's that turning circle. Oh, it is wide, eh? Yeah. We'll have to do a 3-point turn here. 5-point turn. Alright. See, my comp truck's a Hilux, it's an 85. So this is a 92 Hilux, but sort of similar width and shape. But it definitely feels a lot wider than the comp truck. Probably because mine has no flares on it and this thing is wide at the front, that's for sure. Alright, I think it's your turn to drive now. Time for your challenges. So, we'll do 4 challenges today. First one is a drag race. You feeling confident for this one?
No, the gravel, mate.
I think we'll do this road here. Something nice and flat. Yep. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Holy shit. All right, 10 seconds and 72. 10:72. Feel good about that?
Yeah, it's alright.
All right.
It didn't
Next.
take long to grab traction.
Yeah. Well, the next challenge is suspension. Well, the thing with suspension, you got to go from 0 to 60 and then brake again and have the least amount of water fall out. So I'd call that about 75%. Right, 75% for the suspension test. I know, I need to put like marks on it. All right, next test is the, well, fuel economy. So we did fill up on the way here, and then when we head back out, I'll fill up again, and we'll see what the fuel economy is. And then, my favorite is the flex ramp challenge. So we're gonna head around to the yard and go up the flex ramp and see what this thing can do. All right, so we're back for the final challenge, which is the flex ramp challenge. Now I got my ramp here. He's gonna rear up. We'll measure how far up he goes there before he either can't go any further or the front wheel starts coming off the ground, or he rolls over. Don't roll over. That's about it. All right, so where the hub is basically on that, about there, just before that rail. So I don't have a tape measure with me right now, but I'll measure this before I edit the episode and work out what the distance was up that ramp. Last thing to check is economy, and then we can tally up the results. All right, fuel economy test. We're filling up at the moment, so I want that thing all the way up, topped up, boy. At 7.8 litres. We'll have to do the math on that. 41 kilometres plus, we didn't turn that on until maybe 5-10 k's in, so we'll make it 50. Alright guys, to round out the standings for Dylan's Hilux, we ran a 10.72 second run on the 100 metre sprint, 75% remaining in the container on the comfort challenge. We've got 505 millimetres of height on that flex ramp. Also ended up going 15.6 litres per 100 in economy. Now this was the first vehicle to pretty much undertake these challenges, so there's nothing to compare it to, but here we have Dylan setting the benchmark and all future vehicles to come, as well as my patrol I've got to do as well to see where it stands up against the other vehicles. All right guys, thank you so much for watching this rig rundown video. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the challenges. I think it's a cool little thing to do for all the future rig rundowns that's going to happen as well, so we can have a bit of a comparison between the different vehicles I'm going to be shooting. But I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace. If you like this channel, why don't you hit that subscribe button? And I promise, tomorrow morning you'll wake up with a bigger lift and tyres on your 4-wheel drive.